It looks like Donald Trump has finally come to terms with the fact that he is not going to be serving a second term as president. He has in fact lost the general election. And so he's looking for his next grift. Like, what can I do? I mean, I can't funnel taxpayer money to my private businesses anymore. So can I get back to doing what I was doing before? Can I do The Apprentice again? And so some new reporting by the Daily Beast indicates that he's already asking those questions. And the thing that drives me nuts is that the Apprentice creator, Mark Burnett, is based on these statements, by people who know about the conversations, talking to the Daily Beast, like, yeah, he wants to do it. Like Burnett's like, yeah, this is a good opportunity to make some money. And I don't know if you guys watched The Apprentice. I didn't when it was airing. After Trump got elected, I watched an episode or two with one of my friends, and I was like, oh my God, I kind of get it now, because Trump had years and years and years of incredibly positive PR through this show, where he's presented as this like competent, savvy businessman who's in charge. He's firing bad employees who aren't getting it done. Like, that's how he presented himself. So people, didn't matter that he went bankrupt 6 times. Like, the years of programming people into thinking that Donald Trump was something that he actually wasn't was powerful and worked to his advantage in 2016.
Yeah, I watched The Apprentice for years, and I'll say though, even back then, the one thing I did not like about the show was him. He ruined the show. Like, it was funny. I enjoyed the show in spite of him, his involvement in it, because there'd be moments where you would just wonder, why did they get rid of this person? Like, he would fire somebody who definitely did not deserve to be fired, and then they were off the show. And you realize, of course, it's all for television. Like, the guy's a showman, and of course he wants to be back on television. My question is though, what network wants to hold the show? I mean, I guess NBC, that's their show. Do they really want to do this? Is that going to look good on them? Like, I feel like even for them, even for the money that they definitely would make doing this, because people will watch it or would watch it, I think it's not good. Like, I think even there that they'll draw the line at this, because they know it's not going to look good on them.
I think NBC might draw the line, and that's still a might. I don't know. But yeah, I do think that there's a network that will pick this up. At the end of the day, it's about making money. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what network. I mean, I don't want to just.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Can you imagine?
Or Fox Television. I mean, I know they're different than Fox News, but I mean, they do out there shows sometimes. Those game shows that, like, remember those like truth game shows back in the day? I feel like those were always carried on Fox. I don't know. It's like those
are great, by the way.
Oh, they were incredible.
I love those like dating game shows, the super cheesy ones. I don't even remember which ones I'm talking. Like, I can't think of a specific one, but I remember enjoying them, and they were always like midday shows. Like midday, it's some dating game show,
the old ones like Love Connection and
yeah.
The dating game was way back, but there's some after that. The good ones were like Blind Date. That was the wheelhouse of, like, I was 20 years old, I think, maybe 25 when Blind Date was happening. It was just it would be on, and it would be worth it just for it to be on. It was lovely.
Yeah. What kind of programming do they have in Canada? Is it a little more? I don't know.
It's largely American programming, to be honest with you.
Really?
A lot of American programming. I mean, we have our own shows. We also have our own versions of certain American shows. Like, there's a Canadian Family Feud now, and other game shows.
What's
like
the
that.
difference?
Canadian version. It's a different host, and there's Canadian people on instead of American.
There's no feuding.
It's probably a little nicer. But
it's like family agreement, not family feud.
Family discussion.
Family discussion, yes.
Family discussion. Yeah.
But I feel like even Canadians would not watch The Apprentice now. I mean, they did back then. I did back then. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, this would make money, but I'm not sure who would actually hold the show.
I don't know. I mean, look, I obviously watched like 2 episodes of it, so I could be wrong. But from the 2 episodes I watched, I just felt like they would have the camera on Trump for a sentence at a time, and then they would like cut away and then go back. Like, it seems like he had a lot of difficulty.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's a written show, obviously, right? So like, he just had difficulty with his lines, and they're like, oh, this guy, So a lot of editing work required for that show, but it was just, I don't know. I felt like it was super cheesy, but for a big audience, I can see its appeal, right? And again, it's just like super like positive PR. Oh, this like savvy, competent, businessman.
Yeah, it always made him seem like he was like this brilliant guy, this brilliant businessman, and basically it was like the voice of God. Would occasionally come into the show, talk to the contestants, go back, and then at the end of the show he would fire somebody. And it gave this impression that he was in control. He knew exactly what was going on. And then while the show was going on, I remember there were various feuds going on behind the scenes. One of his close advisors who was on the show quite a bit, there apparently was some beef between him and Trump. So there was always, behind the scenes, kind of, you got these little inclinations that Trump wasn't a great person, even if he did, even if it wasn't already aware while you're watching, or it wasn't clear while you're watching the show that he was a bad person. But definitely, I mean, this is the kind of thing where I was hoping he would, float away and we never see him again. But he's definitely going to be involved somehow. And now he has a PAC. I figured he'd be using that PAC to fly around the country, pretend he's running for president in 2024 to be able to give these, these grandiose speeches. But ultimately, I mean, I guess this is a different way to keep your name in the headlines.
It's weird.
Yeah,
we talked about how Apprentice put him to this point where it'll seem like he's this competent person, and it set him up to run for president under this veneer of success. But in reality, this was written for him. This is tailor-made for him. He thought he could go into the presidency and it'd be like The Apprentice. I can sit in the big chair, sit at the Oval Office and just say, "You're fired." And just say, "Yeah, go do that." And then they'll listen to me because I'm the president. Like, he bought into the game. But he was there watching him himself be incompetent. To watch him probably have to go through multiple lines over and over again. Or that, no, Donald, don't say that part because you sound like an a-hole. Like, all these things that probably happened behind the scenes that, again, we've heard stories about things that were recorded that we never got a chance to hear. But he thought it was gonna be just simple. Now he's like, man, that was a tough 4 years of my life of reality. Let's go back to fantasy. This is his new plan.
Yeah. And I often think about what, I don't understand people who have a position of power and then they don't like use it. Well, I guess I do understand if you're a bad person, if you're sociopathic, like, yeah, you use your position of power to benefit yourself. But let's just quickly, not quickly, let's take our time if we want to. Let's live in a fantasy world for a minute, okay? And let's break the chains of process and what the rules are and just pretend, again, fantasy world. We are leaders of the world. We're leaders of the world. We can literally make whatever decision we want. We don't have to work with anyone. It's like, all right, I'm in day one, leader of the world. I can do whatever I want. What's the first thing that you would do?
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.